Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Gustavo, a criminal lawyer, and in this space, we analyze high-impact legal and geopolitical topics. Today, I bring you a case that marked a before and after in Latin American history, the trial and extradition of Alberto Fujimori from Chile to Peru. A fascinating topic that combines criminal law, human rights, and international politics. So, stay until the end because this analysis is unmissable. The trial of Alberto Fujimori, former president of Peru, in Chilean territory constitutes a landmark event in the history of international criminal law and human rights in Latin America. This process marked a turning point in addressing fundamental issues such as international jurisdiction, extradition, the criminal responsibility of political leaders for gross human rights violations, and the application of advanced legal concepts such as the theory of indirect perpetration through organized power structures. This video aims to analyze the context, legal implications, and political repercussions of Fujimori's trial, highlighting the relevance of the concept of indirect perpetration in his conviction. Alberto Fujimori governed Peru between 1990 and 2000, a period characterized by profound economic reforms, pacification of the country amidst threats from armed groups such as Shining Path and the Tupac Amaru revolutionary movement, and serious allegations of human rights violations and corruption. The most emblematic episodes of his regime include the massacres of Barrios Altos and La Cantura, perpetrated by the covert military group known as Calina. In both instances, innocent civilians were murdered under the pretext of combating terrorism. After his resignation in 2000, Fujimori fled to Japan, where he held citizenship. In 2005, in a surprising move, he arrived in Chile intending to relaunch his political career in Peru. However, his arrival in Chilean territory triggered an extradition request by the Peruvian government, based on multiple charges, including aggravated homicide, aggravated kidnapping, and embezzlement of public funds. The extradition process in Chile posed a unique challenge for both the Chilean judicial system and international law. In 2007, Chile's Supreme Court authorized Fujimori's extradition to Peru. The ruling was based on sufficient evidence to establish, prima facie, his responsibility for severe human rights violations and corruption. Once extradited to Peru, the trial focused on demonstrating how Fujimori had orchestrated and authorized the activities of an organized power apparatus responsible for grave crimes. A standout element in Fujimori's trial was the application of the theory of indirect perpetration. This concept, developed primarily by German jurist Klaus Roxen, holds that an individual can be considered the perpetrator of a crime without directly executing it, as long as they act through an organized power structure, such as armed forces or paramilitary groups under their control. In Fujimori's case, the Calina group operated as an organized power structure characterized by its hierarchical organization, internal discipline, and execution of orders without ethical or legal scrutiny. According to this theory, Fujimori exercised absolute control over this apparatus from his position of power as head of state, enabling him to plan, coordinate, and authorize illegal operations while remaining physically distant from the criminal acts. Core elements of indirect perpetration in Fujimori's case. 1. Control over the act. Fujimori, as president, had the ability to direct the actions of the Calina group, ensuring that the crimes aligned with his political objectives. 2. Dominance over others' will. The group members acted as material executors motivated by hierarchical structure and unquestioning obedience, making Fujimori's direct participation unnecessary. 3. Depersonalization of executors. Members of the apparatus operated under an institutional logic that reduced their moral autonomy, acting as instruments of a repressive system. The conviction of Fujimori under the theory of indirect perpetration had profound legal implications, both nationally and internationally. Firstly, it set a precedent in the region by demonstrating that political and military leaders can be held accountable for actions committed by subordinates within an organized power apparatus. Secondly, the application of this theory overcame common evidentiary challenges in cases of systematic human rights violations, ensuring that central figures of power could not evade justice. The trial and conviction of Alberto Fujimori, facilitated by his extradition from Chile, represent a significant achievement in the evolution of international criminal law and transitional justice in Latin America. By applying the theory of indirect perpetration, the legal system highlighted the responsibility of leaders who orchestrate atrocities through organized structures of power. This case not only reinforced the principle that crimes against humanity transcend borders and immunities, but also left a legal and political legacy that inspires the fight against impunity and respect for human rights in the region. Justice, as demonstrated in this case, can prevail even against the highest levels of political and military power. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses like this one. Let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer. See you in the next analysis.